What's good? What's happening? What's cracking, everybody? It's your boy Kiji, and I am back with another video. Today, I am gonna go over all of the news that we have gotten, or most of the news that we have gotten on Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. I just want to do a comprehensive video on all the official things we know from official sources, just so we can know what this game is gonna look like going into it. So I'm gonna start with the official website, and then we'll go from there. So it says Brawl is back on the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 official website. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 is bigger and better than ever, with all new gameplay, campaign, characters, voiceover modes, and more. And then here, I think is the trailer from IGN. So I'm not gonna play this again because we already saw that already. If you're watching this video, you probably already saw that. So we're gonna go ahead and skip ahead. Take a look down here. So we are seeing a couple of the characters, not everybody, but we got Reptar from Rugrats, of course, Garfield, Squidward, which is one of our new characters, Rocco and Jenny, which were DLC in the last game, but I'm assuming it's going to be base game this time, which is awesome. SpongeBob, Zim, and of course Reptar again. It restarts. Like I said, it's not many characters, and if you click on them, nothing really happens right now, but I'm assuming once there's more news rolling out and there's a little bit closer to the release date, we're gonna get more stuff on the site. So let's see, new modes, campaign, jump into an all new original story featuring roguelike mechanics, mini games, and arcade mode, boss rush, and more. Awesome new content, something for the single player people, because personally, when it comes to me and fighting games, I do like the online aspect of playing with people online, but I don't always want to play online. And having some good single player content or some fun single player content is pretty vital, or at least for like casual people. I would say I'm on closer to the casual side than I am to the competitive side. So I definitely understand going in on the campaign this time, because last game did not have a campaign. It had arcade mode, but it wasn't necessarily anything to write home about. But I'm hoping that this one is actually leaps and bounds ahead of what they did last time. All right, let's see. All new gameplay. Duke it out with new super abilities, refined mechanics, new offensive and defensive options, and a fresh new take on platform fighting gameplay. So we're gonna look at in a couple of the articles that we're gonna check out today. They mentioned, of course, new mechanics, new super abilities, EX moves, meter, a whole bunch of stuff that we don't necessarily have like the visuals for right now. I think you can see it in one of the pictures. I'm gonna have to find it, but I'm excited about this. This is really cool. The first game, mechanically, I would say it was simple, but I wouldn't say awful. I think it was just simple. I think that's the word I want to use for it. And it was also like the lack of budget, the lack of time that the developers had to put into the first game. This game, they are bringing their A game. I mean, I can't say they weren't bringing their A game the first time, but they're bringing their A game with like $10,000 in their pocket. Like that's what it is. They're bringing their A game and their wallet's full, so they're able to put their all into everything with money behind it. New and improved characters. Legendary voice acting brings talent brings new and returning characters from your favorite shows to the Brawl with all new playstyles and abilities. Jimmy Neutron, yeah, we saw him in the reveal trailer. His original voice actress is coming back. I can't think of her name off the top of my head. I think her name is Debbie something. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but she's coming back to voice Jimmy Neutron, which is awesome. And of course, all the most of the other characters are getting their original voice actors, if they're available to play them. We knew about this. This is cool. I'm excited to see what Jimmy plays like. I want to see his moveset in detail. Such and such and such and such. I'm excited. New features and more from a new online experience, including crossplay and updated lobby systems, the new costumes, unlockable rewards, and improved training mode. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 is bigger and better than ever. The Brawl begins, and pre-order now. I'm gassed. I'm excited. We saw a bunch of the costumes in the trailer. We saw like Squidward's couple costumes. He had like the painting costume. He had the what's called the Bubble Bowl costume. We saw Patrick in his Barnacle Boy outfit, among other characters in different costumes. I'm excited to see how that goes. Unlockable rewards and improved training mode. We'll see that when we'll see that. Hopefully I get to go over all of these things. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and check out the pre-order page so we can look at all the editions so you guys can know what you're buying exactly. So if you want to get the base edition, that's $50. Physical base edition pre-orders are available at your favorite retailer. Digital pre-orders are available later this fall. Okay. Deluxe edition. The deluxe edition is a digital only edition that includes the base edition plus the season pass. Pre-orders are available at later this fall. Okay. $79.99. We got the ultimate edition. Is the digital only edition that includes the deluxe edition, so it'll be this one plus one exclusive character costume for each character, which is cool. That's everybody gets an extra costume. And pre-orders available later this fall. Okay, so so deluxe edition, since that has the season pass, you're going to be getting all of that stuff. Retail, so these are the retailers you can buy from, of course. It might vary by country, just in case you're not watching this video in America or even my part of America. It could be at different stores for you. So, and then the season pass. So this is interesting. I always love stuff like that. I'm a sucker for stuff like this, especially when Smash did it. So what they're doing is basically a Smash character pass, where it's $24.99, 4 characters plus costumes released throughout 2024, and a premium SpongeBob costume available at launch. So you're getting an extra costume, which is like, instead of like a Mii fighter, you're getting a costume for SpongeBob, which is cool. 4 DLC characters plus the premium SpongeBob costume. I feel like that's $25. What is that per 4 per? Honestly, it should have been 5 characters. That would make 5 characters a piece. Because now doing it, it's like, I don't know, the math. My brain's not math right now, and I don't feel like doing the math. But I feel like it would have been a little bit better to do 5 characters. But it depends on who these characters are. Hopefully, they're not characters that were like. This game is like, not all the characters are guaranteed to come back. From what I've seen, so hopefully no cut characters make it into DLC. Hopefully it's all brand new characters. It could be from like returning franchises, but I hope that it is at least brand new characters. And I think that is it for the website. So base edition, deluxe edition, ultimate edition, and then the retail and then the season pass, of course. So if you want to get the whole everything from top to bottom, don't want to miss out on anything, bada boom, get the ultimate edition. But it's $80. So I mean, if you got it, go crazy. But if you don't, you might be better off getting just the deluxe edition, or even just the base edition and buying the season pass later. Maybe not. I don't know. But I think that's it for this site. I don't think there's much else on here. I will be like making returns to look at it again in the future. If there's anything really cool, I'll make a video on it, but I'm not sure just yet. All right, so here we have a Polygon article. Here's what's new in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. So I'm going to close that. Let's see. The beloved characters of SpongeBob SquarePants, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Avatar, The Legend of Korra, and other enduring Nickelodeon shows will square off in a platform fighter style in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 later this year. The sequel to Fair Play Labs and Ludosity's 2021 Super Smash Bros. Inspired fighting game promises to be bigger and better than its predecessor, and we've seen that already from that trailer. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 will improve on the original game with voice acting for all of its characters at launch, which is awesome. Crossplay on all platforms at launch, which is super awesome. And a visual overhaul, according to publisher Game Mail Entertainment. New characters, Squidward Tentacles and Jimmy Neutron, and still to be announced additions will further flesh out the roster. There's something for solo players too. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 will include a roguelike story campaign and a bunch of mini games to keep players busy. Yeah, we just read through all of that in the website. So here's a little more interesting. So let's see. They are interviewing actually who are they interviewing? Hold on, give me a second. Polygon, can you talk to? Oh yeah, here we go. For some insight into what else is new in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, Polygon spoke to Fair Play Labs studio director Diego Rodriguez via email. Read on for our conversation. Okay, Polygon, can you talk to us? Can you talk about what's new here from a core gameplay perspective? What do you think will surprise players from the change from Brawl to Brawl 2 in terms of updated mechanics? There's actually this is actually a difficult question to answer because this is an entirely new game. We've changed almost every aspect of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1 in small to big ways, and we hope all of them to come as good surprise for players. But to list a few of the changes, we completely redone how movement works by changing to analog inputs compared to digital inputs from the first game, meaning things feel smoother and more responsive when moving around, which opens up a whole new world in terms of gameplay and strategy. love to hear it. Now, I don't know the science between. I've heard of analog versus digital inputs when it comes to like competitive fighting game players. Like I've heard it mentioned, but I've never fully understood it. But I guess if it just makes it more like responsive, I guess that's always good for fighting games. We've also heard added more options like horizontal attacks, defensive rolls, and dodges. Awesome. Defensive rolls and I roll and dodge like crazy when I play games that have them. I prefer to do that. I try and block, but my block timing's not good, so I just prefer to roll out the way. I'm so glad they're bringing this back, or they're introducing this actually. And horizontal attacks, I like to see how that goes too. We've added something that's not very common to platform fighters: a meter mechanic. Meter, I'm assuming it's like a meter in Street Fighter, or meter like they had in like Mortal Kombat, or in traditional like 2D fighting games. This introduces a more in-depth system to the game in general. Using the meter, you can modify attacks, do ultimates, boost damage, slime cancel, and more unique stuff. This is gonna make the game crazy. The game was already quick and crazy. That first game could get really nuts really fast, but this, adding these levels of like ultimates, boost damage, slime cancel, like, okay, that's crazy. I can't wait to see what all the ultimates are. Boost damage, yeah, I can't wait to see what all ultimates are. I kind of want to do a video on all ultimates now. Yeah, I might have to do that in the future. Keep an eye out for that, because that's awesome. And boosting damage and slime canceling. Slime canceling, this is gonna be gross. I'm gonna be online getting my butt smoked by SpongeBob, and he's gonna be hitting infinite slime cancels because people are just cracked like that. I know it's gonna happen. All right. Finally, something that stands out compared to the first game is the character design. On NASB2, we put a lot of effort into making each character feel unique so we can cater to different types of gameplay. Yeah, that was one common, criticism I heard. Is that a lot of characters felt the same. A lot of characters did the same thing. Some characters had some things that made them really like a little bit different, but for the most part, a lot of characters played very similarly. Any favorite supers you can share, just a taste of what's to come. Honestly, all the ultimate attacks are really cool. I really love Jimmy's and April's, but my favorite is Zim because I'm a huge Zim fan. Prepare for doom through the ultimate tool of destruction, mini moves. I'm interested. That's why I was gonna say ultimates. I want to see him. I like Zim. I like Invader Zim. I grew up watching Invader Zim. It's a really good show. I think I need to rewatch the movie. I think I watched the movie, but I think I like watched it halfway through. I need to rewatch that new movie, but it's not even new anymore. But still, I hope everyone looks at the move of their favorite character and think, wow, that's cool. I mean, I hope so. I hope Danny Phantom's move is super sick. I hope it's like awesome. Let's see. So what was your approach? I hope Aang has a really cool ultimate too. Oh yeah, I'm really excited now. I'm thinking about it. So what was your approach to selecting the roster this time? Any surprises you think fans won't expect? Anyone not returning from the first Brawl? Let's see. This is probably one of the hardest decisions we made when we started to design the game. A lot of thought came into it. We looked a lot at the reaction of the roster in the first game, what were the more requested characters by the community, and also what we can achieve with the vast list of amazing Nick characters. And of course, we had Nick input as well. There were a lot of options and possibilities, but we had to choose, and we are very happy with the final roster. Now, how this reads, to me personally, there are some cuts in there. Somebody got cut. Now, it might not have been a lot of people. It might not have been like too many, but I feel like there's going to be cuts. So I'm not comfortable saying that going into this game we're going to get all the characters we got from the last game. I might have thought that was the case because I wasn't paying attention to that first trailer, but after reading this, I'm like, okay, they wouldn't have said this if there was no cuts. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what I'm getting from it, but I could be wrong. Surprises, yes. The funny thing is, from all the list of possible characters the fans are making, none we have seen have guessed completely right. But just wait a bit, and you will know who made it and who didn't. And who didn't? Yeah. Who didn't come back, or when new characters didn't even show up. All right, what's your approach to implementing VO? Is it all original, or do you sample from Nickelodeon shows? All voiceover is recorded exclusively for the game. Awesome, love that. After the character's designed, animated, and integrated, we write down the script for every character. The script includes all moves, general feelings, responses, reactions, campaign, and single player lines. We try to use lines from the shows or lines that we think the character could say. After our first pass of the script, a Nickelodeon writer double checks and adds more lines to the script. After Nickelodeon's approval, it goes into recording. Awesome, cool. So we're getting original voice acting. They really had a budget. They really got some money, because depending on what characters we get in this game, whatever DLC we get, if they have voice acting too, and they're getting their actual voice actors, some people cost a lot. Like Tom Kenny is SpongeBob. SpongeBob is like on Mickey Mouse's level. He costs a lot of money, and that's just SpongeBob. Think about like all the people you got coming back. You got all the people who have moved on to bigger and better things. Like if Mr. Krabs were to get in the game, holy smokes, that would cost a lot of money, because Clancy Brown is expensive. So yeah, they got the budget. That first game made a crap ton of money. So that's all this tells me right now. And I'm excited to hear what the VOs sound like, the original recorded voiceovers sound like. Can you talk about the roguelike elements of the single player campaign? Anything you can compare it to, so folks have an idea what to expect? I don't think we can directly compare it to anything that is out there, at least not that I know of. Of course, if you're familiar with roguelike games, you will understand right away how the campaign works, but we made quite a few adaptations so it can adaptations so it could work with the platform fighter mechanics, since first and foremost this is a platform fighter. I don't want to spoil it too much, but basically we have a main storyline. You start with SpongeBob. As you progress, you unlock characters which you can use in the campaign, and each character has her unique storylines. Cool as hell. Awesome. Love it. The structure is the same on roguelike games. You progress through the series of battles, and if you lose, you keep some of your progress, characters unlock, currencies, etc. And you use it to further your progress on your next try until you reach the end. And of course, in the middle, we have cool opponents, bosses, and elements unique to the campaign. Another sign that they got a budget. They got a whole campaign in here. They got a whole roguelike deep, like, I don't know how deep it is, but you start off with SpongeBob. It's voice acted. You know, this will technically, by default, if all the characters are interacting in this story mode and all the voice lines are original, and you have actual characters talking to each other, like genuinely, this is the biggest Nickelodeon crossover game ever, like by default, because it has this campaign, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know about like cutscenes and stuff like that. I don't know how much like polish they're gonna put into it, but I'm excited to see. One of the biggest complaints players had about NASB was the perceived value for the cost. This is big. This is important. Would you say you've taken that to heart for NASB 2? Is this a game you plan to support beyond the announced season pass? Absolutely. So they plan to support it beyond the season pass. The season pass is going through 2024. So we could get content into 2025 if everything goes well. Absolutely. We put a lot of care into building a much bigger and more polished experience for NASB 2, and we hope players notice. There are quite a lot of changes and additions. For example, more costumes, better animations, better sound, VO at launch, better netcode, campaign, more gameplay modes, and more. But most of all, we hope players have fun playing the game and feel that they are getting a great value for it. All I can say right now is that we are very excited about the season pass. What were some of the bigger lessons learned in developing the first Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl and seeing players' reactions to it? There were a lot of lessons from the first game, but I think the most important one was to have VO at launch, which we do have this time around. Yeah, that was kind of when people discovered there was no voice acting, that was kind of rough. But overall, we learned a lot and tried to apply as much as we could to NASB 2 and to make it a great game, down to small gameplay changes, crossplay, and online, and how we approach single-player content. Players' reactions to the first game was incredible. Seeing all the people hyped about the game, enjoying it so much on release was amazing. We are happy with the reception and all the feedback we got on how to make the game better. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's all for this. And we have people in the comments, few developers get a chance to compare their first impression, but I'm very much cheering for this game. I am too. That new trailer impressed me. I love platform fighters. I love like big platform fighter rosters with a lot of characters. I love that. I love the speculation behind it. I love all the difference between the characters. I grew up on Nickelodeon, so it's even like better. Like I'm excited and I'm rooting for these guys. I'm really excited about all the stuff I'm reading here. The jump from the first game to this game. Hopefully, it's like I want to be playing this game. You know what I'm saying? I want to have like my PlayStation on and be like, okay, what game do I want to play? I want to play NASB 2, and I want to actually get into it deeply. So we got a couple more things to go through. We're almost done here. We're gonna wrap it up, but those are the two big things. Yeah, what's next? All right, here we have something pretty small, but it's pretty important all the way. And it was somewhat mentioned in the last couple things we read, but This is the lead gameplay and character designer for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. All character movesets have been redone, keeping some iconic moves while making each character play and feel completely unique. So everybody got redone. This is kind of leads into another reason why I think some people are getting cut, because to redo everybody in that amount of time and redo the game from the ground up in that amount of time is kind of crazy. Especially for, I don't know how big, I mean, it's 2 studios working together, so it could be done, but this is crazy, right? Yeah, I'm excited to see how these new characters compare. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to play the first game and be like, okay, maybe SpongeBob will play like this, or maybe, you know, it could be totally different. All right, so next we have, let's see, Diego, the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 art director. Stages, models, music, 98% of the game was built from scratch. So it basically was built from the ground up again. It was something we already knew, but it's just 2 different developers corroborating on the same point. You have a couple people asking questions here. No music from NASB coming back. You know, JFF and Sweet Dreams themes are back, but remastered. So I feel like we're gonna get some better themes, better versions of the themes. You know, with a little more, you know, I don't know, music can be improved, like remixes or just more fleshed out versions of songs. Is the underlying engine the same, or was all the code rewritten as well? Yes, everything. So even the code, the engine, everything. Crazy. So I don't know. This is I'm excited. I'm getting hyped. I'm making myself more hyped from reading this stuff. Because I read it, but I didn't read it. You know what I'm saying? I skimmed it, but now I'm actually reading it. So I'm getting hyped as I'm recording this video. Okay, so here we have something that actually broke today or last night, technically. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 is releasing on October 24th, according to Wario64, who is just a renowned, like, you know, renowned, like, video game deals, you know, person who always posts, like, deals for video games, release dates, where you can buy them at, you know, just so people can, you know, save money or have the information on what purchase they want to make regarding video games. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 releasing October 24th. All right, last but not least, I just want to take a look at the HD, like, look at the what's called the cover art. I really like this cover art. I don't know if I like it more than the first game's cover art. I mean, technically I do, like, it's Vlad on here, and you got Raphael. Raphael's my favorite turtle, and I love Danny Phantom, so by default I love Vlad. So technically I like this more. I like some of the characters. Like, Aang looks really good on here. Aang looks fantastic. Korra looks great. Raphael looks great. Patrick looks really good. All these other characters, they look good, but like a couple of them are sticking out. Like Aang, whoever drew Aang is an Avatar fan. Whoever did it, like, I can tell. Like the action character, and like Danny looks good too. But I don't know, something about like Aang, Korra, and Raphael that really stick out to me. This looks really awesome, and I'm excited. I like it. I like it a lot. I would have expected them to put more new characters, but I guess you don't really want to reveal, like, go out the gate revealing that, like, oh, this is the, you know, like, oh, boom, like, here are the new characters. They probably want a cleaner rollout than that last game, because the last game kind of just, after a while, everything just got leaked and we knew the whole roster like a month before the game came out, or some weeks before the game came out. Regardless, though, I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm ready for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. I'm ready for more news, more characters, more gameplay. I'm ready for it all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you're not excited, if you are excited, if you hate it, if you love it, whatever. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. It's been Kiji, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.